different to the auto UV, which creates a UV coordinates where we don't have much control. And as you can see, the U and the V coordinates are not exactly on the same scale. You also have the option, and this is one that I use a bit more, which is the UV Unwrap. And the UV Unwrap, when you apply it by default, you can see that the coordinates in U and V are exactly the same. They are proportional. And this is the best way to control, if you ask me, the UVs. And of course, in here, even though I think that the base unwrap is enough for all the cases that I've been working, there are other elements, there are other variables that you can use, like the texture resolution, which in many cases is associated with the source of the material and the resolution that the material can provide to you. Another thing is the density of the checker, just as the density that we presented a moment ago. You can say, okay, how much I want this to be perceived, so I can see all the details associated with this UV that is going to be transformed later on into material that we're going to put over this object. Other parameters that could be less important are associated with, well, let's say that you create a polygroup to define how to use the UVs. You can select it here, and then once you create the polygroup, we haven't done this for this particular object, but if you use it, then you can use polygroups in that case. You can repack and normalize to existing bounds, or you can play. I usually play, let me move this value to this original. I usually use the normalized bounds, and the reason is because it maintains the consistency with all the sides, all the faces of this object. I have to say that this is the one that I like the most. As you can see in the normalized to world, this is kind of messy. I haven't found a case where I could use this one. By default should be like the case of the repack, or in some specific cases the normalized to bounds, which makes that every section is going to have like the same measure, the same let's say the same resolution for every single face of this object. Let's accept this UV as it is at this moment, and we continue with the next tool.